prior consent, just saying you do not want to be, you kind of welcome that into your energy. Like, make it as something that can never happen. Like, I wish you would
Well,
try. Yeah, right.
I,
Type shit.
another thing that's better about me too is that I like cussing. I love cuss words. I think that it's
Self-expression. I used to be against cursing, and I kind of still am, to the extent that it is a curse that we're putting on our existence, and words are
that's
spells.
another model of freaking what they put in your head. You know, physically, when you say a cuss word, it freaking relieves stress. It's a stress reliever.
I heard
It's
that as well. And people that curse are realer. People that curse, that use profanity, are more expressive, more in tune with their emotions, and basically just overall more honest people, usually. But I also like the challenge of being able to have a more expanded, broader vocabulary in order for me to be able to express myself. Because usually it's word filler. What word can I put in there besides shit? What word can I put in there besides fuck? Like there's other words. So why do I have to resort to these words? Because I've limited my
well,
mind capacity in order to
what it
not
was
have to be
is
responsible
the
for
the
learning.
terminology got messed up. Okay, like back in the day, man, there was actually people who freaking said words that were curses. You know what I'm saying? That I
Hmm.
mean, there were sacrilegious words that were being said, and like there it was well, okay, with the Jewish, that they had a good example. They the book of Tobiah, Tobit,
Hmm.
it mentions about this guy. He freaking had an obsession with freaking burying the dead. Every time freaking he went around, he would see dead people that were laying on the street, so he would take it upon himself to bury them. All right. So every time he did that, freaking people would say that he was cursed because he touched the body of a dead person.
Ugh, I
Because
love
it, because it's against freaking Jewish tradition to touch the dead. You can touch it in a certain way, but there has to be a process. You see what I mean?
it. Yeah.
And that's one example. And people just kind of get that
Also,
mixed up.
the other thing is that as like creator beings ourselves, our words have power behind them. And if you say something to someone, for example, I wish you'd drop dead, there is a belief that that could come true due to
Right.
your own manifest powers. So
And
yeah.
that would
But
be a
death is an
curse word.
opportunity for rebirth. So perhaps, unless your mind is
No,
limited,
that's
you're
where I was
thinking
getting
about
at.
dying. But
That
what if this
example.
person is telling you should reincarnate and be something better
Hey,
than what you are?
but that example Robot gave right there is exactly what I'm saying. That's a curse word. Okay.
Technically.
When you tell somebody to drop dead, that's a curse word. I'm not saying shit or freaking fuck or whatever cuss word you want to say, but when you tell
I
somebody,
can't but
What about that
well,
other
now.
word you were telling me? One of the words you were like, be careful because those are what they are curses, and you're channeling a certain type of energy. When I was telling you about that book that I was reading or listening
oh,
to
the
your
Om to
channel.
what, the Om to what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, those are incantations. Uh,
Incantations. Yeah.
yeah, you're supposed to know those when you're journeying through the gates. So, there's a good chance you'll never be able to freaking say them properly anyhow, because like the word Thoth, people
Mm-hmm.
don't even know how to properly pronounce his name. All right, they really
It's
don't.
Toth. Yeah. Whatever.
Tawatis. I mean,
Ancient said something.
go ahead. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I thought the ancients said it's something like Tehuti or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep. And even
In
even then,
India, they do elaborate ceremonies that are kind of like incantations and spells, which basically calls upon different deities to give them power for whatever thing they want to do, and they call them pujas. And some of them can go for like 5 days sometimes. Crazy.
yeah.
But people, like the people here, fully believe it, man. Like, I, I think there's something to it for sure.
Nothing can happen to you unless you think it can happen to you. Nothing can, and your mind has more power than words do because you have to be in a to be able to receive it. People tell me about all the horrible things. Somebody just was in my stream the other day telling me about everything that's going to happen to me bad, and all these people want bad stuff to happen. I said they're going to die. They're going to die. And for me, when I think about death, just because I've studied, it's rebirth. So if you feel as though that you're going to be able to attack me with something, I'm wish life on you, but I'm going to wish it in a way to where you're going to start thinking about something completely opposite in order for me to be able to block and repel whatever you feel as though you're going to send towards me. Because how can I have any control over your life? Or how am I allowed to let you have any control, like, over my life? Like, why? When you give people control over your life, you're pretty much relinquishing your control over your life. You're saying, hey, I'm not good enough to be in control. I'm not good enough to determine which direction my life is headed. So I'll let your words.
I have a theory for you. That it's our egos that think they're in control, but actually not in control. And it is our higher selves that are actually in control and can make decisions on to co-create with another person. And I think that happens before you're even consciously aware of it. You kind of make an agreement in the higher realms that yes, you are going to meet each other, and yes, you are going to create something beautiful together, or get into a fight, or whatever the situation might be. But whatever the situation is what your souls have decided is actually the best thing for you to learn from. Because the soul doesn't take anything personally. Really.
These candles are so beautiful.
I also like Carl Jung's take on the ego. He also believes in the alter ego, and he explains it pretty good. He's like, everybody has an ego, but they also have an alter ego. So for everything that you do good at, or you're good at, or things that freaking you brag about, there's that alter ego in the back of your head that sabotages you. Okay? So it's
that's
building
higher self,
up.
lower self. That's there's no such thing as the devil.
It's building up back there. Okay, so no matter how good you do something, you've got that alter ego in the back of your head that freaking is just building. It's getting bigger and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger.
That's mysticism. Mysticism speaks about how we were so powerful. Look, how we were so powerful, and we really started to question our power. People were not dying. We were living forever. Infinite life is definitely obtainable, but it has been limited with our thoughts and our beliefs, because we, like you said, control. Ego does not have to exist. Ego is self-created, because what it is we're awakened self does not operate in ego. Awakened self operates in reasonability. Awakened self operates in optimism. Awakened self operates in creation, not destruction, not tearing down. When you're focusing and operating in
the alter ego does that. You see, that's what I'm trying to say.
But we created the ego. You understand what I'm saying? The ego is not existing naturally.
We created the ego, but you got to understand that when you have an ego, when you're egotistical, you have an alter ego as well. Okay, so for everything that you're good at, there's another part of you in the back of your head that's freaking your alter ego.
Causing you to question yourself.
No, it causes you to literally destroy yourself. For all the good things you do, freaking you got that alter ego back there that's building up, and you'll screw up on something. You see what I mean? Because that alter ego is back
if
there.
You believe it.
And it's just the way it is.
Why would you believe something that limits your existence?
How many times did you wake up in the day and do that day perfect? No flaws whatsoever. No mistakes. Never made one mistake in your day.
Every day, motherfucker. Nah.
What constitutes a mistake? It's not our perception determining whether or not what we see as a mistake.
If you stub your toe, it's a mistake.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you weren't paying attention.
You don't feel like that. So then there's no such thing as accidents. Accidents and mistakes.
What if you're judging it as a mistake, and it's actually the most perfect thing that could happen?
Because now you're building your tolerance.
If
so
my
next time you stub your toe,
is hurting,
you're building from stubbing your toe to dropping a boulder on it. What if it's preparation instead of a mistake?
If I hurt my toe and it feels like a boulder landed on it, that
building
is
your
a mistake. that is a mistake. Okay, if I forget to
Well,
cut my
no,
toenails,
it's
if I
about
forget
gravity.
if I forget to cut my toenails and it feels like it's cutting into my freaking lower or my big toes cutting into my lower toe, that's
That's
my
disgusting.
mistake. That's a mistake.
Just
See?
you have to be valuable.
Is that a
You've
mistake?
learned.
If
Right, you're so goofy. You're just trying to be funny about it.
But
Yeah.
for
But
all these little mistakes we make, okay, that's because of your alter ego, and it happens. It happens all the time.
I don't think there is an alter ego. I think there's maybe little negative entities, like the little devil on your shoulder, But I think you can get rid
You're
of
the
those.
devil on your shoulder. Your lower self, because
And,
evil is what the
I
devil
think
is.
You can reframe those mistakes as just lessons, and if you learn a lesson,
Now, see,
I bet you walk
anybody
around
who's
the table differently
anybody
next
who's
time.
willing to use them as lessons would overcome those problems. That's change, all right.
But then people go drink their beer instead, and so they don't use them. They don't use them as lessons, and they become mistakes. The next thing you know, they're cussing and yelling at someone who could have actually been nice to them and helped them become a better
That's
person.
that alter ego.
There's the mistake.
all that happens.
It's like a domino effect. You see what I mean?
Yeah, self-sabotage.
You're sabotaging
I've
yourself.
I mean, I have, but I mean, just knowing my power, and after learning my experiences, to let someone else have more influence over my existence than I do is foolish, and that's why I get frustrated with people who literally make it seem like it's normal to be out of control and have someone else running their life for them. Like these superstars, they'll sit here and they have an accountant, a financial advisor. Tan, let me use Tan as an example. He was like, oh yeah, I was like, so what stocks do you have? He's like, oh, I don't know. I let my people handle that. What? You don't know where your money's at? You give someone complete control over your money, and you just kind of, I should kind of check in on that. You know how easy it is to rob somebody like that? I think about it from that perspective, just because I've been around and I watch
Dan's
what
rich.
people do.
Dan's
Be
rich.
rich all you want to. I want to stay rich. I don't want to find out that you're Selena's manager and you've been hoarding my money all this time. Are you kidding me? You should always
Selena.
have access and knowledge of everything that you have.
Did you just say Selena?
Yeah, anything for Selena's. Yeah,
cannot
Selena's
believe-
manager straight murked her ass.
Robot, have you ever heard of Selena?
Hey guys, it is 5 a.m. here. I'm gonna peel off for now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'll see you guys again.
I did not realize what time it was. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Thank you for
ahead
tuning
and
in.
end actually. You want to say something before we cut out of here?
No, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is I'll be listening in. We have basketball, so yeah, tech talk. Yeah, I'll be in to listen. But thanks for showing up, Robot. This is dope. I love these type of
I want to
conversations.
say something quickly before I go.
Okay.
As much as we talk about conspiracies and stuff like that, some people might see that as like a negative thing, but I don't see it as a negative thing. I just see it as us stepping into our power and using our intellect to understand our environment and to make it better. And I think ultimately the most ultimate conspiracy is the fact that we're all one consciousness, and there is no such thing as separation, and there is no real thing such as evil in this universe. It just seems that way as we're going through our journeys. And these props are just here for us to learn from as souls. And if you can step into that non-dualistic frame of mind like that, then you don't have to be afraid. And that's the best state to be in.
Cool.
So enjoy, guys.
I'm
Thank
glad
you,
you guys
Socrates.
showed up, and this actually was a pretty good conversation. You guys did a good job. Kept me on my toes. So
The ones that you need to clip. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And
I'll see you tomorrow then.
I will see you guys next week if you show up. Oh shit. Oops.